Hello, everyone, fellow peers at Wayne State University. My name is Stepheno Kizy. I also attend WSU. I'm currently a senior studying mechanical engineering there. And today I'm just here to kind of address you guys on some of the gradual population growth in the city of Rochester Hills and to kind of understand what are the trends looking like and what is some of the data projecting to us about this suburb outside of Detroit. So just our agenda today, obviously we're going to go through we did some introduction on my end, but I'm also going to introduce the city a little bit, some of its history briefly, where it falls on the map, some of the general population trends that we're seeing, the potential factors that could be, playing a role in these general population trends, and then just a quick summary to sum all of the information that I've presented up. So just a brief introduction, don't want to go too much into the details here, but so Rochester Hills was actually the first European American settlement in Oakland County. So Oakland County has a lot of cities, but this was the first European American settlement in Oakland County. It was a suburb from its very beginning, right? So it was either used for farmers looking for farmland, but a lot of it also was a lot of workers that worked in Detroit and were looking for kind of a calmer lifestyle, a calmer suburb that they could retreat to at the end of their day and then use public transportation to kind of get to Detroit. This information, by the way, is according to actually the Rochester Hills Museum that documents a lot of this stuff. So in the past couple of years, especially, but throughout its history, it has been seeing a lot of continual growth, and that's kind of what we're going to go over today in this presentation. So where does Rochester Hills fall on the map? So on the right side, you'll see a map, and you'll see a red dotted line that kind of outlines the city boundaries. It falls approximately 45 minutes northwest of Detroit, driving. And the closest interstate highways, Rochester kind of falls smack dab in between M53 and I-75, so it's accessible by both. And the neighboring cities, which are also pretty well known for people that are familiar with the area, would be Troy, Auburn Hills, and Shelby Township. So general population trends, right? So as of 2024, the total population was around 77,186. Now, observing some of the data that SEMCOG, which is the Southeast Michigan Council of Governments, some of the data they were showing was that from 2020 to 2050, the population of Rochester is projected to grow 7.6%, to around 80,089 people in 2050. So you can see on this graph here that I put together here with some of the data that I got from SEMCOG was that you can see from around 1900 to 2000 there was a pretty sharp exponential growth, and from 2000 to 2020 it kind of started to plateau a little bit. So I was wondering if this is normal based on how other cities' populations are growing, and that's what you're going to see in the coming slides. So, how does Rochester compare to a city like Troy, which is also a very, desirable city to live in? So, SEMCOG projects that from 2020 to 2050, their Troy's population will grow from 88,109 people to 95,523 people. So you can see on the which is an 8.4% increase, and you can see that like a visual on the right side, also a graph here I put together, basically displaying how they compare from the 2020 number to the 2050 the SEMCOG 2050 estimate, and you can see that the population growth is pretty similar. It's not a really big difference. Now, how does it compare with Shelby Township? Shelby Township is just east of Rochester, and it projects that from in 2020, the population was 78,590, and it projects an 18.3% increase to 92,218 in 2050. So a little bit sharper population growth, and as you can see on the right side here, just a comparison from the 2020 numbers to the 2050 projections. A little bit sharper, but not too far off, not like 20% or 50%. Why is it growing? So Rochester is known for its exceptional public schools. In an article from WXYZ, they cited a study from safehome.org ranking Rochester actually the safest city in Michigan. And another thing from the City of Rochester Hills webpage, they mentioned that there was nearly 60% of citizens with upper level education, so an educated population, things like that. So just a little quick summary. Rochester Hills is a growing suburb outside of Detroit. It's seeing continuous growth. It's growing pretty steadily. Nothing very unusual about it compared to its neighboring cities, like Troy and Shelby Township. And there's a variety of reasons for the population growth. So as I mentioned in the last slide, educated population, very, very good schools, and a really, really safe area to live in. Here's my works cited. Thank you guys all for listening to my presentation. It was a pleasure to present this information to you guys. Thank you.